BabyBus!
Classic Fairy Tales of the World, Snow White and Rose Red, Part 2. In the last episode, the bear left Snow White and Rose Red's house with the coming of spring. Will they ever meet again?
Can you smell it, Snow White? Even the air is sweet in spring. It's nice.
Yes. Huh? There's something moving in the bushes in front.
It may be an animal in need. Let's go help it.
Ouch!
It was a dwarf. He was very short, and he had a long white beard, which he was wrestling with.
Hi, Mr. Dwarf. May we help you with anything?
It was their first time seeing a dwarf.
Do you have to ask? Dumb giants. My beard got entangled in the shrub when I was picking firewood. Come and help me.
Okay.
Snow White and Rose Red went to help, but whenever they used a little force, the dwarf cried out in pain.
Ouch! Don't you have any other ideas? You've nearly pulled my beard out.
Oh, there's another way.
Snip! Snow White used the little pair of scissors to cut off a big chunk of the beard that was entangled in the shrub. The problem was solved. But the dwarf pouted. He lifted a big sack filled with gold coins from the shrubbery and left without looking back.
You cut off a big chunk of my beautiful beard! The monster will punish you!
What a strange dwarf. A few days later, Snow White and Rose Red walked past the river.
Look! Someone's trying to jump into the river!
Oh, it looks like a big badger. Let's go and help it.
Do you need help, Mr. Badger? Oh, sorry, Mr. Dwarf. We've met again so soon. Are you trying to jump into the river?
It wasn't a badger at the river, but the dwarf they had met earlier.
I'm not so dumb. A big fish is biting my beard. Hurry and help me. Ouch!
The girls arrived at the right time. They pulled hard on the dwarf's beard. It looked like they were playing tug-of-war with the big fish.
Ouch! Don't you have some other ideas? You've nearly pulled my beard off. Ugh.
There's still another way.
Snow White took out her little pair of scissors again. Snip! She cut off another chunk of the beard. The dwarf's problem was solved, but he was even madder than before.
You cut my beard earlier on, and now you've cut off another chunk. I've become so ugly. You better watch out.
The dwarf turned around and picked up a sack of pearls from the thicket. He walked off grumbling and swearing. Oh dear, what a bad-tempered dwarf. A period of time passed. Snow White and Rose Red went to town to buy needles and thread. They passed through the wilderness.
It's really desolate here. There's nothing but rocks. Look at that eagle in the sky. It keeps circling above us.
Oh, the eagle is swooping down toward that rock. It's hunting for food.
Help! Ouch!
That voice sounds familiar. Let's go help.
It was the dwarf again. This time, the eagle had his belt in its beak. It looked like the dwarf was about to be caught by the eagle. Snow White and Rose Red held on to the dwarf with all their might.
Hey, hang on!
Huh.
After a long time, the eagle finally gave up, let go of the dwarf, and flew away.
Phew! I've used up all my strength for the day.
I say, couldn't the both of you be more careful with my clothes? Look, they look like rags now. Good thing you didn't cut my beard this time.
Saying that, he picked up a sack of gems and crawled into the hole beneath the rocks.
Let's hurry on our way. That dwarf always has a bad temper. We must get home before dark.
The sun was setting when the girls walked home from the town. They passed through the same part of the wilderness again.
Wow! Look over there! Who's giving off such a colorful light?
It's beautiful.
How greedy you look! What are you two looking at? These are my gems! Go away!
The dwarf didn't expect someone to pass by his hole so late now. He was drying his gems.
We're just passing by.
The dwarf was about to continue scolding them when a giant shadow jumped out from the forest. It was the big bear. The dwarf wasn't able to crawl back into his hole before the big bear pinned him to the ground.
Let me go! I'll give my gems to you! I'm skinny and not delicious! Why don't you eat these two girls instead?
The bear didn't listen to the dwarf's nonsense. It raised its paw, and with one swipe, the dwarf couldn't move anymore.
Hurry, run! Hold my hand!
The girls saw how the bear treated the dwarf, and they were so terrified they turned around and ran.
Snow White! Rose Red! Don't be afraid! It's just me!
Huh? How did you know our names?
Look carefully and see who I am.
It was the bear who had come to their house for warmth during the winter. They knew him very well. Rustle! The bear's fur suddenly turned into golden clothes. He had turned into a handsome boy.
It's you! The boy who watched over us. You still remember me? Actually, I used to be a prince. The evil dwarf stole all my treasures and turned me into a bear while I was sleeping. Now that I have defeated him, his magic spell has also disappeared. I've finally been released! Yay!
The three children hugged each other. The evil dwarf would bother them no longer.